Hey guys, welcome to Find Your Flow. I am Natalie, you're watching Yoga for Self-Love. So taking the time here to really tap into what we feel within ourselves. Take the time to love ourselves on our mat, but also take this off our mat. I'll meet you there. Hey guys, thanks for checking in. Coming on down to the ground and starting our practice from a comfortable seat. So really make this your own. I encourage you to lift up onto any form of support just to keep this lift in the pelvis and the length through the spine. So really take your time to snuggle in. We're going to be spending a few minutes in a seat here to start our self-love practice. And whenever you arrive here, instantly we will start to find a heaviness in the eyelids. So closing down the eyes or softening the gaze. Taking a beautiful breath in and out. Keep breathing. And perhaps we start to slow this down, have a little fun with this, and check in right away with what we brought to the mat with us today. And our breath is a really great guide of letting us know what we have within us, what we might be holding on to physically, emotionally, energetically, anything at all. So taking this time to listen to the breath can be super great and beneficial for us on a whole. And then with the eyes closed, take this opportunity to start to scan through the body, starting with the tip of our toes, and just feeling what you feel, and slowly working your way up to the crown of the head. Are there areas of any tightness or tension? Do we hit any roadblocks where we feel any discomfort? Is there a way that we can ease any of this, perhaps through our breath, perhaps through changing the way we're sitting mindfully? Maybe we just sit up a little bit taller. Can we release any holding? And can we give in to this moment? The present moment is all we have, is all we got, and it's all we need. And when you finished your quick body scan, bring in the left hand to the heart space and the right hand to the lower belly space. And although the arms are holding here, keep them soft and loose, gently, lightly touching onto the skin or the clothes. And coming to think of our theme for this practice, self-love, and what does that mean to you? Why is it you've chosen this practice? And trust that you made the right decision to join me on the mat today. And take a moment to think about whether we are using this practice as a rescue remedy. We're feeling quite low and we're using this to hopefully pick us back up. Or are we using this simply as a reminder, as a daily check-in, to always love ourselves? To always know that we are worthy, whatever our situation, whatever's happening in our lives. And it's okay to feel anything you're feeling right now. You might feel quite vulnerable, quite anxious, not really knowing what you're feeling. You might feel happy, loved, content, anything at all. Just check in. and know that it's all okay. Keeping the breath long, smooth and deep. Inhaling love, exhaling love. And if anything's in the way here, still maybe we're jumping onto our thoughts of judgment. Whether the judgment be good or bad, can we step away from those roadblocks and visualize or feel with every inhale we invite in a glorious new moment, something great, something that serves us. And with every exhale we release some bad juju, something that doesn't serve us, something that maybe doesn't make us feel great, something that's holding us down, making us feel a little heavier. And on your next inhale, see if we can invite more of a lightness. Can we invite some space? And coming to visualize that we're looking at ourselves in a mirror and not just looking at our physical appearance, but what do we feel here? If we close our eyes and take the actual view of the mirror out of the way, what are we feeling? And regardless of what appears here, tell yourself, I love you. Tell yourself you're worthy of happiness. You're worthy of feeling yourself without judging that self. And on our next inhale, can we really send this breath into our heart and visualize love pouring out of our left hand and into this heart space? And on our next inhale, pouring that love into our belly space, into the right hand. Feel the warmth penetrate into your body, not just on the level of our skin that we can physically touch, but also right down deep into our soul, into all of the tiny things that make us us. Gently float the palms together at the heart center. Keep the shoulders soft beneath the ears. Taking one more gorgeous breath in. Opening the mouth, sigh the exhale out. Let it all out. And then fluttering the eyes open, keeping this lightness with us that we have just started to cultivate, and taking this entire self-love practice with us on the mat today in our asana movement, but also off our mat. So let's start to explore some gentle movement. Taking the arms out nice and wide. Be kind to yourself. Take it softly and crossing the left arm over the right. Hug yourself. Curling the chin towards the chest and rounding through the spine, lifting the back body up and back. And on your next inhale, lift the heart open, lift the gaze. Come back to center, reach the arms out wide, keeping our spine nice and long, crossing the right arm over the left, moving fluidly, curling the chin towards the chest, rounding. Lifting and opening on your in-breath, nice. And then releasing, taking the arms out wide and then reaching them for the sky. Lift even taller through all four sides of the torso, the side body, the front, and the back. And this practice is yours. Trust yourself, trust your movement. Find one more breath. And releasing straight into a twist. Left hand to the outer right thigh. Right hand swims behind, reaching nice and tall with every inhale. Exhaling to twist a little more. And then floating back through center over to the other side. Right hand to the outer left thigh. Really swim this left arm around, rotating through the rib cage. Careful not to crank here, making your way back to center, right hand down to the right side, left arm reaches tall, we fold over to the right side, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Really keep this lift in our heart, feel proud. And then reaching over to the left side, right hand floats high, we keep our length and send ourselves over to the left side, gorgeous. Then making your way back up, we are jumping forwards into a tabletop all fours, but take your time to arrive there. And with the wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, we're going to move like we love ourselves, make our tabletop feel really strong and sturdy. Bumping the hips to the left, taking our gaze past our right shoulder. And then bumping the hips to the right, gaze past the left. And 2 more times to each side. Find this softness. Take the quite linear movement out of this. Nice. And then floating this release into our cat pose, curling the tailbone down, rolling through the spine. Really plant through the tops of the feet and the palms to lift up a little higher. And then lifting the tailbone, rolling our way into cow. Feel this space in the heart. And then moving away from our conventional cat and cow pose as we float from one to the other, but really just kind of wiggle our way into this. There's no right or wrong to how this should look, just make it feel good. And I invite you here to close the eyes. Check in with the body, the muscles, the joints, the bones. How's everything feeling today? Nice. 2 more full cycles of breath here. And then even it out, make your way back to tabletop. Tuck the toes under, walk the hands back, come to sit on the feet. Sending some love to the toes and to the deep fascia, deep tissue in the soles of the feet. This is such an important space that we rarely spend time giving some extra love to. So we're going to do it today, of course, in honor of our theme. Reaching the hands wide, moving with your breath. Exhale, hands down to the heart and Anjali Mudra. Keeping the thumbs towards the center of the chest as we rotate over to the left side, really feeling this from the rib cage. Then opening the arms wide, taking a breath in, and exhale to float your way back to center. Inhaling, twisting over to the right side, and open the arms wide. Beautiful, take a breath in. And releasing, coming all the way back. Hands come down to the ground as we rock onto the feet. Lengthening the legs, make your way into a forward fold. Keep it soft, keep moving in a way that feels great. Bending the knees. The head is super heavy like a rag doll. And just like we did in our seat, give yourself a quick body scan. If there's anywhere you're holding any tension, can we find a way to release here? Gorgeous. And inhaling, lift up halfway. Finding your version of a flat back, neck nice and long. Exhaling to fold and release. Press down through the feet. We'll super slowly make our way up into standing. There's no rush here. Imagine those Lego bricks again, and then imagine that we're stacking one on top of the other, just as we stack our spine. Chin stays tucked until the last moment. Gorgeous. Coming to our sturdy mountain pose, feet hips distance apart. Check in with the ground beneath you, really supporting your foundation, each of the toes on the earth. And keeping the softness in the knees, we inhale, reach for the sky, arms float wide. Exhale, hands down to the heart center. Thumbs up to the sternum, we twist over towards the left. Then open the palms wide and make our way back to center. Keeping this fluid and soft, almost like we're dancing from one side to the other. Over to the left and over to the right. One more time each way. Imagine we have two headlights on our hip bones, our aces bones, and we're trying to keep them towards the front of our mat as much as feels comfortable. Nice, and make your way all the way back, hands to the heart, one breath in. As we breathe out, releasing the arms, chin towards the chest, curling our way into our forward fold. Inhaling to lift up halfway, your flat back. And exhaling to release in our fold, taking our hands underneath our feet. So the backs of the hands on the ground and the soles of our feet on our palms. And bend the knees as much as we need to here. It really doesn't matter how much we're bending the knees. Inhaling to lengthen as much as we can, as much as feels comfortable. Then exhaling to fold, mindful not to lock into the knee joint. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, fold one more time. Nice, release the hands from the feet and start to walk back into our tabletop all fours. But keeping the knees hovering just off the ground, weight spread nice and evenly. We're connecting to our center, finding a little fire, loving ourselves. Pressing into the palms, keep lifting out of the shoulder space. Nice. Finding one more breath here. And then keeping the knees lifted as we send the hips back towards the heels and lift towards the sky, downward facing dog. Find something new here. Maybe we close the eyes, really check in with how this feels in the body. If we want to move the knees, paddle through the heels, waggle the hips, then we can do so. So just really feel how you feel, pressing through the palms, spreading through the fingers. Nice. And coming to find one more breath before floating our knees down to the earth super slowly, hovering off just before they get there. Gaze down. Knees come wide, toes come to touch. We sit back into child's pose. Make this your own today. Really allow yourself to surrender into your child's pose. Think of our theme. Think of how we can send even more love to ourselves within our practice, not just in our physical body, but also where are our thoughts wandering here as we find some stillness. Can we use this opportunity to tune back to our breath? Inhale, love. Exhale, love. Pressing through the palms, we'll slowly lift our way up. We're keeping the knees wide, toes coming together. Right hand comes to the center of our mat. Left hand comes to the heart space. We'll inhale, spiral over to the left side. And then exhaling to release. Nice, really feeling this movement, not just through our ribs, but also through our shoulder a little bit here. Nice, one more time. And this time staying here, option to reach the left hand all the way towards the sky. And wherever we are, either hand on the heart or hand reaching, just starting to circle either the elbow or the palm, the fingertips, all the way around like a windmill. And send your circles in the opposite direction. And we marry this movement to our breath. Gorgeous. Make your way back to center. Left hand comes into the middle and replaces the right. Right hand comes to the center of the chest. We inhale, reach a little taller, spiraling away, and exhale to release. 2 more times. And then third time we reach up towards the sky, if this feels good, or keeping the hand where it is on the heart space. Find one more breath, and then start to invite our windmill arm. Either long or keeping that bend in the elbow. Beautiful. Send it in the opposite direction. And then making your way back to center, bringing the knees back to parallel. We tuck the toes under, sit back, press with the palms, slowly lift our way, downward facing dog, leading with the hips. Nice. And from down dog, we'll send the left leg off the ground behind us, lifting into a three-legged dog. Keep sending away through the heel, keeping the pelvis nice and level, then bending that left knee. We'll hover it forwards towards the left elbow. Nice. Find a breath here. Upper body's in plank. And then step the left foot forwards, coming down into a low lunge. Back knee down on the ground for this first one. Inhaling to reach the hands high. Soften through the shoulders. Lift the heart space. Taking a slight bend backwards. Gaze up. And then lifting back. Taking hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Reaching tall. And then folding over to the left side. Oh yeah, gorgeous opening through the side body. Keep the front knee over the front ankle and make your way back to center, taking the left wrist with the right hand, lifting tall before folding over to the right side. Nice, everyone. Taking a breath in and then making your way all the way back. Fingertips either side of the front foot. We can lift up onto some support here from our at-home blocks. Just keeping our spine nice and long. The option to tuck the back toes under as we reach the back knee off the ground. Taking one more breath here. Before planting the palms, stepping both feet back, lifting the hips high, downward facing dog. Then everybody curling the spine into our angry cat as we roll forward, shoulders over the wrist, keeping the weight shifting forwards. We'll send the elbows back behind us, knees can be on the ground as we lower to the earth. Taking the feet wide, hands back by the rib cage. Inhaling, exhaling, send the shoulders away, heart space lifts forwards, cobra. Beautiful, come down to the ground, making your way all the way back up, downward facing dog. Take your time to arrive there. Really keep finding this length, keep loving yourself. And then sending the right leg off the ground in our down dog. Notice how it feels to have the weight shifted here. Before bending the right knee, we'll hover it forwards towards the right elbow, really curling through the spine, upper body's in plank. And then stepping it all the way up, lower the back knee into our lunge. Inhaling to rise, reaching tall. Exhale, soften the shoulders. We keep lifting through the heart as we gaze up. Slight back bend here. And make your way back to center. Taking hold of the left wrist with the right hand, reaching tall before folding over to the right. Lifting all the way back up onto the other side. So really think about this length that we're finding. Imagine somebody's pulling us towards the sky as we fold over to the left. Nice, coming all the way back. Moving with our breath like we love ourselves. Fingers either side of the front foot, lifting onto whatever support you want to here. Option to tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off the ground. Finding a bit more space in the hip flexors. One more breath. Before planting the palms, both feet step back, downward facing dog, meeting here. Then rolling forwards into our angry cat, and then coming to our plank pose. Knees lifted or lowered, weight shifts forwards, elbows float back, coming down to the ground. Hands by the rib cage, inhaling. Exhale, shoulders back, heart forward, cobra. Nice, releasing to the earth. Making your way back up and into down dog, but really take your time here. There's no rush to make any of our transitions. From a down dog, we'll walk, step, or hop the feet forwards, finding a fold. Inhaling to lift up halfway, your flat back. Exhaling to release. Rooting down through the feet to reach for the sky with the arms. And from here, palms float together, down at the heart space, we send our sitting bones back, chair pose. Notice where the pelvis might be floating to here. Is it rocking back or coming forwards, finding this central space, keeping this gorgeous long spine. Notice where the attention is here. And then taking our weight over towards our left leg, keeping it bent now, like a hovering one-legged chair. And I wish there was a nicer name for this. Nice. And then stepping that right leg straight back, wide on a diagonal, coming into a high lunge, reaching the hands and bending that front knee over the front ankle. Back heel is off the ground. So the main thing we want to focus on straight away here is this space in between our stance. Reaching tall through the spine, back knee soft. And then from our high lunge, bringing our hands to our rib cage as we spiral the ribs over to the right side. Pivot our back foot to the ground, toes turning out, and then reaching our arms wide into a warrior two. Really feeling this external rotation through our thighs. Gaze forwards. Softening through the shoulders. And sending the left hand down the left leg. Really feel the skin or your clothes as we reach forwards, up and back. Breathing into the side body. Reaching a little taller for one breath. And then releasing back, warrior two. From here, pivoting on our back foot, reaching our hands to the sky, rising back into our high lunge. And then cartwheeling the hands either side of the front foot, stepping the left foot back, coming into a plank pose. Knees lifted or lowered. Find your strong, sturdy plank and then shift the weight forward. Elbows float behind as we come down to the ground. Taking the feet wide, plant the palms by the rib cage. Yep, you guessed it. Lift the hearts and the shoulders away and find a cobra. Beautiful, one breath. And releasing, pressing through the palms, we lift our way into our plank pose. Take your time, absolutely no rush. And sending the hips high, downward facing dog. Find what feels amazing here as we pedal through the heels. Walking, stepping or hopping the feet forwards. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhaling, lift up halfway. Exhaling to release. Rooting down, moving like we love ourselves. We rise up, reach for the sky. Nice. Hands come together, down at the heart as we sit back. Utkatasana, bend the knees. Taking our weight over to our right leg now. Just lifting the left foot off, shifting our weight, noticing how this shift feels. Keeping nice and tall through the spine before sliding the left leg back. Nice wide stance on a diagonal, reaching the arms, high lunge. Woohoo! Keeping the front knee over the front ankle. And then pivoting on our back foot, hands come to the rib cage, we spiral open, reach the arms wide, warrior two. Feel the support from the earth in your warrior two, really grounding through all four corners of both feet. Really root into the knife edge of the back foot, and then floating the right hand down the right leg. Reaching forwards, growing even taller as we rise up and back. Reverse warrior. Floating your way into your warrior two, arms reach. And then you pivoting on the back foot, rising into our lunge. Finding strength, stability, and this connection to the ground And then framing the front foot, stepping our way back, plank pose. Knees lifted or lowered, shifting forwards, this time lowering down either to our cobra or lifting our heart forwards, flipping onto the tops of the feet, upward facing dog. Notice what's in your practice today, only take what feels good. And then making our way, everybody, into downward facing dog or child's pose. Choose your own adventure here. Wherever you are, find this quiet. Appreciate the softness, the release. And I invite you to feel this sense of ease, even if we're in our down dog. And it doesn't mean this all should be so easy for you, it just means can we flow through whatever we're doing in our practice in life with this grace and this softness. Everybody coming either up or down to meet in a tabletop, and then scooting the legs to one side as we come into a comfortable seat on our mats. And when we get there, just take the gaze over to the right side. Lift it towards the sky and over to the left. And then down towards the ground, chin to chest. And then send your circle in the opposite direction. Before gazing forwards, back to center. Be still. Be with the breath, however your breath is. Checking in with ourselves in this moment, just like we did at the start of our practice, and notice how things might have changed. Has anything shifted? Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. Just keeping aware of the present moment. And this isn't as easy as it might sound. We are only human, our thoughts drift away many, many, many times throughout the day, throughout our practice. But it's really important to remember that this is all a practice. Finding this quiet, this stillness, taking away the judgment from our mind, maybe the harsh words that we speak to ourselves with or speak to others with. And really what all of this is about is just tapping into this awareness, just being aware of everything, this consciousness. And so I invite you to practice consciousness today as you leave your mat, and think about what that means to you first. It might just be to be conscious a little bit more of your words, or your movement, or your thoughts, the way you walk, the way you work, your interactions with co-workers or family or friends, anything at all. Just bring the breath and with the breath bring this awareness. And of course, when we are looking at ourselves literally in a mirror, or when we close our eyes at night and our mind is racing, any of these times, Can we choose how we view ourselves? And can we maybe choose love or compassion or kindness? And maybe when we feel like this about ourselves, we might be able to spread this to others as well. Floating the palms together at the heart in Anjali Mudra. I thank you for sharing your time, your energy and your practice with me. And from my full heart to your full heart, I honour the divine light in each and every one of you. Namaste.